Hello and welcome to Shutter Study. Now there's many misconceptions that go around in the world of photography, but here we're going to talk about 10 of the common ones that keep coming up today. The number of megapixels doesn't actually determine how good a camera is. While megapixels aid in how big the image can be when it comes to printing, the megapixel size doesn't actually determine the quality of the camera. For example, an 8 megapixel camera can still be better than a 16 megapixel in some cases. The quality of the image itself actually comes from the sensor. Speaking of sensors, one debate that tends to come up is whether full-frame sensors are better than crop sensors. The main difference between the two is that full-frame produces a higher quality image and also is better at low lighting. While those two differences sound significant, to get the best results from your pictures, it's all down to your methods and techniques. Another common question that's brought up is which brand is better between Canon or Nikon. The answer is they're equally good as each other. The brand doesn't determine how good a camera is, but it's rather a case of matching the camera to your needs. And it may end up being a camera from another brand, whether it's Sony, Panasonic, Fujifilm, Red, to name a few. Now photographers may argue that film still produces better quality images in this day. However, digital photography is now the mainstream method for taking your pictures. You can get a preview of your images instantly, you can take more pictures, and also there's less time to edit and develop the photos. The methods to take a photograph never change, but again it's down to the individual preference. As of July 2013, Kodak is not gone as a company. However, they don't make cameras anymore, they actually make printers, but they can still provide camera accessories to those who own their products. When upgrading your camera, just because you have a memory card doesn't mean it'll actually work in your current camera. Because of the technology upgrades, more memory and more speed is required out of your memory card. Not to mention memory cards do degrade over time, so when you upgrade your camera over a number of years, upgrade your memory card as well. Regardless of how much you paid a photographer, the copyright always remains with them as they took the original image. When the photographer gives you a digital copy, a license is provided to allow you extended use of the image, such as printing. But that is down to what you and the photographer have determined in advance. But in short, you don't own the copyright of an image unless you've taken the photo. If you found an old photograph that you wish to scan, that's great if it's your own. But if it has a watermark on it, then you legally cannot do anything about it because it's copyrighted. That's because in 1978, copyright has been extended to up to 50 years after the photographer's death. You can thank Disney for that. Many people tend to think that lenses on an SLR won't work after a certain point when new models are being released. On the contrary, the majority of manufacturers still provide lenses for mounts that have existed more than 20 years ago. So whether it's the Canon EOS EF fitting, the Nikon F mount, the Pentax K mount or the Sony A mount, which still takes the Minolta AF lenses, so your old lenses should still fit, providing that they are the same mount type that still exists today. And lastly, the flash. Many people consider the flash to be the greatest asset when it comes to low light photography, especially when it comes to going out or going to gigs. But no matter how far or how close you are to the stage, the pictures still aren't coming out. That's because the flash itself is drowning out the natural light. Now granted, not every camera can take great pictures in low lighting without the flash, but if you're going to be doing such photography at night, it's recommended to do without the flash so you allow the much more natural settings to kick in. It usually just requires a long exposure, which we'll cover more at a later point. Thank you for watching Shutter Study. If you have any further questions, feel free to post them in the comments below, ask us on Facebook, Twitter or Tumblr. If you want to learn more with Shutter Study, please subscribe.